Well, from First Wives Club to All Rise, Michelle Bathé lights up every project that she is in. And that includes the new movie, Sylvie's Love, where she stars as a no-nonsense boss lady alongside Tessa Thompson. Watch.
Or the producer would rather hire a gal that doesn't mind being chased around his office all night long. Well, if that's the case, thank you very much.
Are you quite finished? I am the producer of the Lucy Wilbur cooking show, so I can assure you I have no desire to chase you around my office all night. So, why don't you sit back down and tell me, why should I hire someone with no experience to be my assistant?
Because until about 5 seconds ago, I didn't know that a Negro woman television producer even existed.
So Ryan is with me now. Hey, girl. Hey, how are you?
Hey, girl. Hey.
Okay, so let's talk about this movie. I'm such a fan of this genre, and I feel like this movie was a nod to that, right? It just gave you that. What do you love about this movie?
You know, it's funny. When I first read it, it felt like, those jewel boxes that you open up and there's like the ballerina inside.
Yes.
And like, that's what it felt like. It felt like opening up a jewel box. It's not based on anything quote unquote real,
Right.
but it is based on like a collection of stories that we've all been told and sort of heard about. And it could have been real.
Tell us about your character and what you loved about playing her.
I loved that so many of the mothers of my friends, my close friends, they were some of the first women in fields that, oil, for instance, finance. And what I loved about this role was that I felt like I got to nod to them.
Yeah. You do have other things that you are working on. Let's talk about you on All Rise. How much fun are you having on this phenomenal show?
An absolute ball. First of all, my adopted hometown of Los Angeles is such a backdrop of this show. There's so many homages to Los Angeles. It actually gets to be a character that it's driven by strong women.
I love that. And what's it like being involved in a television series in the midst of COVID-19 and everything?
First of all, they were the first show to do a Zoom episode.
Yeah.
Which I thought was so spot on. And there's something about watching it that I do feel like, oh, we are all in this together. My favorite characters are dealing with this too, and it's not just us.
Yeah, it's comforting. I mean, I know a lot of shows when it came to coming back in the fall, they were like, are we going to acknowledge this? Are people tired of this? But like you said, it does make you feel even more connected to these characters and like what's going on in the world because they're experiencing it as well. Okay, so you just signed this first look deal with MTV. Tell us about that.
It's funny. I feel like I've been working on this since I was like 10 years old. I've always had these ideas like, why can't I see myself in these stories? And there's so many stories that I've loved. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of movies. I'm a fan of television. I'm a fan of books. I'm a fan of it all, right? And growing up, I never saw myself in any of it. And so to get this opportunity to give something to the little girl that I once was, to shine a light on just a different perspective that we just haven't had an opportunity to see. And to do it in the midst of all of these other wonderful creatives of color.
I'm excited about all things that you are doing. Let me let everybody know that Sylvie's Love is streaming on Amazon Prime right now, and All Rise airs Mondays at 9 p.m. on CBS. Ryan, as always, it's so good to see you, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for your love of Sylvie's Love.